Welcome back to the Ringside Observer, the only channel that brings you the backstage secrets, the untold stories, and the chaos that WWE cameras never show you. Today, we are diving deep into an absolutely wild story that has completely changed the way fans are looking at the upcoming SummerSlam showdown between Gunther and Nick Aldis. One moment, the ring general was standing tall after powerbombing Aldis through a table. The next, the entire WWE universe was left wondering whether Gunther may have finally pushed the wrong man too far. Because this is no longer about a contract signing. This is no longer about a general manager trying to keep order on SmackDown. This has become personal, emotional, and potentially career-defining for both men. And if the rumors and backstage whispers are even remotely accurate, Gunther may have discovered that Nick Aldis is far more dangerous than he ever imagined. Stay until the end, because the final reveal changes everything. The story begins with WWE officially setting the stage for Gunther versus Nick Aldis at SummerSlam. For months, tensions had been building between them. Gunther repeatedly treated Aldis as a man who didn't belong in his world. He mocked his authority, questioned his credentials, and dismissed him as a failed wrestler hiding behind a management position. Aldis, meanwhile, tried to maintain control, but every confrontation pushed him closer to his breaking point. Eventually, WWE made the match official, with Aldis temporarily stepping away from his general manager duties in order to fight Gunther himself. That decision changed everything, because the moment Aldis signed that contract, he stopped being a WWE executive and became a competitor again. And that brings us to where things stand right now. Gunther believes he already won this war. From his perspective, he has spent the last year destroying legends, retiring major names, and establishing himself as one of the most feared competitors in the entire company. WWE itself has highlighted the fact that Gunther has built a reputation for ending careers and crushing anyone who stands in his way. So when he powerbombed Aldis through a table during the contract signing, many fans immediately assumed the story was over. The message seemed clear. Gunther wanted to embarrass Aldis before SummerSlam even arrived. But was that really the end? Or was it the moment Nick Aldis finally decided to stop acting like a general manager and start acting like a fighter again? Before we go further, if you are enjoying this breakdown, smash that like button and hit subscribe. It genuinely helps the channel grow and keeps these videos coming. Now, back to the story. That question is what makes this rivalry so fascinating. The first major reveal isn't the attack itself. It's the realization that Gunther may have completely misunderstood who Nick Aldis actually is. Many newer WWE fans know Aldis as an authority figure. They see the suit. They see the announcements. They see the executive responsibilities. What they don't always see is the former world champion underneath. Gunther has spent weeks talking as if Aldis is beneath him. Yet every time Aldis has responded physically, he's shown flashes of the competitor that built his reputation long before he ever became SmackDown General Manager. That's why fans erupted when Aldis punched Gunther during their contract signing confrontation. It wasn't just retaliation. It was a reminder that this isn't some helpless official being bullied by a dominant superstar. This is a former champion who believes he still belongs in the fight. Then comes the twist. Most fans expected this story to end with Gunther proving once again that he is untouchable. Instead, WWE appears to be building something much more interesting. Rather than portraying Aldis as an underdog who hopes to survive, the company is presenting him as a man willing to risk everything: his authority, his reputation, his future. That changes the emotional stakes completely. Gunther has far more in-ring momentum. Aldis has far more to lose. And sometimes that's exactly what makes a rivalry dangerous. The biggest star in this story remains Gunther. What makes him so compelling isn't just his power, it's his psychology. Gunther genuinely believes he is superior. Not just better in the ring, but fundamentally above the people around him. Every promo, every stare, every insult comes from a place of absolute certainty. Recently, he has repeatedly treated Aldis as someone who doesn't belong in his league. Beneath the confidence, though, there may be a weakness: arrogance. Because history has shown that the most dangerous opponents are often the ones you stop taking seriously. And if Gunther is overlooking Aldis, that mistake could cost him. Now let's get into 3 predictions. 1. SummerSlam. Gunther defeats Nick Aldis after a brutal war. This remains the most likely outcome. Gunther's momentum has been too strong for WWE to ignore, and a hard-fought victory would reinforce his status as one of the company's most dominant stars. Afterward, Aldis would return to his management role with increased respect from both the locker room and the fans. 2. SummerSlam. Aldis pushes Gunther further than anyone expects. Even if he loses, Aldis could force Gunther into the toughest fight he's had in months. That would validate everything Aldis has been fighting to prove and elevate him far beyond the role of general manager. 3. SummerSlam. Nick Aldis shocks the world and defeats Gunther. This would be controversial, but not impossible. WWE may be setting up a story where Gunther's arrogance finally catches up with him. A shocking Aldis victory would instantly become one of the biggest SummerSlam moments of the year and completely reshape SmackDown moving forward. One of these three things will happen. The only question is which one. What makes this rivalry special is that neither man can walk away unchanged. Gunther is fighting to protect his aura. Aldis is fighting to prove who he really is. And when those motivations collide, somebody is going to leave SummerSlam with their entire future altered. So here's the debate. Has Gunther already done enough to prove he's unbeatable, or is Nick Aldis about to pull off the biggest upset WWE has seen in years? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time on the Ringside Observer.